Welcome to the Dispute Resolution Foundation that is situated here in Kingston, Jamaica. We are a civil society order, and in partnership with other members and the government of Jamaica, we service our justice system by use of alternative dispute resolution methods. The work of the Dispute Resolution Foundation goes far beyond the borders of Jamaica. In partnership with our Caribbean neighbors, we are working to promote a culture of peace and justice. We believe that ADR is the way forward, and with our partners and stakeholders, both nationally and internationally, we will provide a system of justice and access for justice for all, both here in Jamaica and in the Caribbean region. Let us move forward to make this happen.
In 1994, there were a number of unforgettable events happening all around the world. In South Africa, for the first time, blacks were allowed to vote, and Nelson Mandela became president. There was a massive earthquake in Los Angeles, and Brazil won the World Cup. Jamaica in that year celebrated 32 years of independence, with a population of approximately 2.5 million people. We celebrated our bobsled team's best finish in the Winter Olympics. Jamaica was first in the region to host a major UN body when the Law of the Sea Convention came into force. It was also the start of Rebel Salute Music Festival, and the Dispute Resolution Foundation opened its doors with a vision to spread the word of alternative ways of settling disputes in the courts, communities, and among friends and families. This is the DRF Story.
Before DRF, conflicts used to be solved mostly by the knife or the gun, or people fighting it out. Now we learn to talk it out. We learn a different way to deal with our differences. So it has made a difference in that we have a more peaceful environment, right, which allow us to focus more on economic activities, and we have created a better environment for our children.
The Dispute Resolution Foundation is a very important organization for the development of our country, Jamaica, and even within our own family lives and businesses operating in this country. In my own company, we have used this mediation facility to assist when there's issues of conflict within our staff members, or even within my own family lives when there's an issue within our family members. And I've tried to bring people together to dialogue and to bring things on the fore in terms of solving the issues. The work of the DRF is so important to Jamaica as it has a far-reaching effect on the future of our people of this country and the development of Jamaica.
DRF good. Conflict resolution, the first thing it taught me, attack the problem and not the person. Because I used to love to attack the person. Right now, I'm calm, I don't curse people again, I don't make no trouble, I just calm, because it teach me to be calm, It have that thermometer where it cools it down.
It's been over a decade, and the Dispute Resolution Foundation, the DRF, has witnessed the changing landscape in Jamaica and the Caribbean, as alternative dispute resolution has been adopted, applied, and continues to be recommended as the choice for those who are advocates of justice reform. Alternative dispute resolution, ADR, has been widely used successfully across the world. In the United States, Capital University Law School in Columbus, Ohio, was instrumental in the development of the movement. In fact, a link with Capital University also influenced the start of ADR practices in Jamaica.
The DRF story is one of an individual who saw a good idea and said, you know what, this could work in my country. Let me see what I can do. And that's Tedley Webster. His son was attending Capital University, and he visited the university to see his son. and discovered the night prosecutors program, as well as something about a conflict resolution program there. He came back to Jamaica and talked with the Bar Association and others, thinking that this would be a good idea for Jamaica. And out of that initiative came a period of consultation, development of training and program materials, funding from the Ford Foundation and later from USAID, and ultimately the hosting of this project initiative by the Jamaican Bar Association with the support of the judiciary, the business community, the state actors, the police, and a number of individuals and organizations. And out of that was born first the Mediation Council of Jamaica, and in 1994 the Dispute Resolution Foundation was incorporated. And then when we moved to incorporate the Dispute Resolution Foundation in 1994, the subscribers who founded the company were the then President of the Court of Appeal, Honorable Carl Rattray, then Chief Justice, Honorable Edward Zacher, then Secretary of the Jamaican Bar Association representing the bar, Miss Sonia Jones, deceased, the then head of United Way of Jamaica, Mrs. Avis Henriquez, and representing the private sector, Mr. Steadley Webster, Mr. Novar MacDonald, and myself, Donna Parchment Brown, as an individual. So that's how we started. And based on that, you know, we were very concerned about justice-related issues, serving a number of segments.
This was new territory for Jamaica and for the team, but the consensus was the society could benefit from a new way of thinking.
I hoped that we would be able to lead an organization that would help with the disseminating of the idea of there being another way of resolving conflicts and disputes other than, you know, the litigious approach to it, or the physical approach in fighting and maiming and so on. And that we could introduce to Jamaica an alternative that could be used both in ordinary social interactions as well as in the justice system.
And as the DRF took shape, the changes in the court system became evident year after year.
One of the problems which confronted us was the backlog of cases for trial, and the introduction of mediation into the system has assisted tremendously in reducing the backlog. But for mediation, a large percentage of those cases which have been disposed of would still be on the list for trial or for disposal in the Supreme Court. The contribution has been tremendous. Justice system to most people, especially the courtroom, was a very tense atmosphere because of judge in robes and that sort of thing. Mediation is much more relaxing and not as tense. And that, I think, is due to the extent of the participation of the parties in mediation. Whereas in a court trial, the parties do not have that degree of participation. It's mostly the lawyers and the judges who control the proceedings. But in mediation, the mediators are chosen by the parties.